Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about California fires, Trump, and talking points. When it comes to the fires in California, the only thing spreading faster than the flames is the bad information surrounding it. So, we're going to add a little context and go through some of the information coming out. Please, if you're in the area, don't wait to get out. And if you need advice on steps to take, we have a number of videos dealing with wildfire preparedness. Also, the area is under a boil water notice. Okay, so let's start with Trump's statement on this aimed at Biden. No water in the fire hydrants. No money in FEMA. This is what Joe Biden is leaving me. Thanks, Joe. All caps. Gosh, thanks, Obama. Okay, so let's start with the obvious. Generally speaking, local fire hydrants not having water is a local issue, not a presidential one. But even then, to understand why the hydrants went dry requires a little background. In the area, there are these giant tanks that feed the hydrants and keep water pressure up. They have 1 million gallons or so each. Because of the widespread fire, hydrants were being used all over the place. I believe the press conference said it was 4 times the normal demand for 15 hours straight. Now, physics comes in. If you have a bunch of tanks in one system being pumped full of water, which one fills last? Those at higher elevation, which is exactly what happened. That resulted in low or no water pressure in tanks at higher elevations. So, wrong level of government, a misunderstanding of physics, and it wasn't a lack of water in the area, which he doesn't explicitly say here, but you'll see in a minute. On to FEMA. Why is there no money in FEMA? Does the president have the power of the purse, or does Congress? Remember, Biden asked for more FEMA funding repeatedly. Republicans in the House wouldn't give it to him. This is probably why they came out swinging to politicize this, because they don't want this brought up. From here, Trump decided to go after Newsom, posting that Newsom, quote, refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snowmelt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in a virtually apocalyptic way. So, here it shows he actually thinks the hydrants went dry because of a lack of water in the system. He thinks the snowmelt flowing into the Bay Delta system would help. I'm just going to quote a board member of the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Tying Bay Delta management into devastating wildfires that have cost people's lives and homes is nothing short of irresponsible. And it's happening at a time when the Metropolitan Water District has the most water stored in its system in the history of the agency. He then added, it's not a matter of having enough water coming from Northern California to put out a fire. It's about the continued devastating impacts of a changing climate. Why aren't these two things connected? Because for the most part, they literally are not connected. Most of LA's water comes from Owens Valley, not Bay Delta. Some also gets imported via the Metropolitan Water District from the Colorado. Moving on to some social media stuff. There's a claim that the mayor cut the fire department's budget by millions, specifically $17.6 million. Did that happen? Yes, that actually occurred. And if you live in a place like where I live, and $17.6 million could fund your local fire department for long enough for a child in kindergarten now to graduate high school and become a firefighter, that sounds like a whole lot of money. But When you're in a city the size of LA and your fire department's budget is well over $800 million per year, that $17 million becomes a 2% decrease. It's up to y'all to decide if a 2% decrease a few months ago is responsible for this and not, 8 months without any real rainfall. Last one is desalination plants. Some have suggested that those would have stopped this. And of course, it's either Biden or Newsom's fault. So, I assume Trump, in his closed-door meeting with Republicans, said to put that into the budget reconciliation, right? Can't wait to see it. I'm sure there's more, but those were the big ones. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.